Hey everyone, my name is Delaina Burns and I'm with you today on Flying Unicorn. We are live on this beautiful Saturday morning. Well, it's a little cloudy here, but I hope it's pretty where you are. I'm going to be working today with some simple stories, the I Am collection. And today we're doing a little bit different take on what we normally do as far as design team work when we do our uni shows. I'm going to do a little bit different style. Going to do a little cleaner style today. I think Alda's worded it great the way that she's actually labeled with just simply creative. Um, there's a little bit of I think issue sometimes with this specific design style. It is cleaner, a little bit harder to kind of cover up when you've done your maskings and different things like that. This is one layout that I've already completed. Here, if I can get this on camera, just kind of show you this. And when I pan the camera down, I'll give you another look as well and just go over some of the details. Kind of want to show you the two that I've completed with the collection. You can see just really bright and fun, and with the white, some of the white background might be a little bit harder to see details with the camera panned up. Um, but the collection is just beautiful, very bright, vibrant colors. Um, with the simple stories, of course, you can do the pocket pages and things like that as well. A lot of the papers are designed with some of the small squares and side, versions of the paper for use for the actual pocket pages. But since I don't really do pocket page scrapbooking, I still love to use it with these cleaner style pages. So I'm just going to take a minute and pan the camera down. And I always hate this part. Hopefully the next time I'm on camera, I'm going to have a little bit different setup on my camera so I don't make y'all dizzy. So bear with me just 1 minute while I pan you down. I'm just going to cover it up and try to get this in here just as quick as possible. Okay, move my mouse out of the way and just try to get you situated. Move my phone. Okay, and you can see I am showing you my poor mat. You see, I've got my poor mat a mess, but don't forget I have a couple of extras, so it's always good. I'm gonna have to raise this camera up just a little bit, so y'all. I'm really hoping with this new camera configuration the next time that we're going to be a lot better. Um, and this is going to give me fits this morning. So just bear with me 1 second if you would. I'm going to just kind of pull you up. Okay, I just want to get you a better view of the actual layout. Try to get the whole thing in the camera. So again, bear with me. I'm raising you up. And then I'm going to turn the table rather than turning you again. Let's just turn the table so you can kind of see. So this is the first layout that I actually created with the collection. And you can see it's just got really bright, happy elements. Um, Lots of different elements in the collection that Alda's actually gotten in the store. If you just take a minute to go over and look at it, you can see all the frames and the little bits and pieces that you get, just tons of little bits and pieces. There's wood embellishments. And down here again, this is another frame. And there's a sticker sheet with lots of strips and alphas and word phrases. And it's just really, really a cute collection. And everything matches and goes together. So it's just really easy to put something like this together. Um, as far as stickers and bits and pieces, things like that, with this style of scrapping, I don't like to have anything really flat. I kind of like to pop everything up. Even under the frame area here I have cardboard. You can use foam dots or whatever to kind of pop that up off the page by adding layers under, and then a couple of layers of cardstock between our white here pops that up. I like to pop up the actual little elements as well too. You can see our little butterfly here in the center of our frame is kind of in flight with a little wood element added to the frame. Just little details that you can add to this style. Even though it's cleaner, um, it allows you to add a lot of different colorful elements from specific lines. And I know all the embellishments are just so pretty, and we tend to, in our mixed media work now, kind of cover some of that stuff up. With these designs, I just kind of like to let all the embellishments pop. And you can even see in the background here, I even did a little bit of masking. I used some modeling paste with a little Hottie Swap mask, and I've got a few hearts and dots just masked white on white kind of in the background, just for a little bit more detail. On the butterfly, I've added a couple of little epoxy dots, again, more detail. Epoxy dot kind of on the little wood piece there. These are the little black hearts here are from a little sticker sheet that comes with the collection. And I'll kind of go over all the parts as we go too. I want to just kind of show you the sticker sheet here that has gold, white, and black elements. And this is called the Photo Stickers 3x4 sheets. But anyway, you can see all these pieces, and I'll show you as I go, as I'm designing the next couple of pages, um, all the elements. But anyway, it's just really, really bright and happy. And since everything is coordinated and colored, to match, it goes together really easy with these designs. So that's the first one I created. Move on to the next one. I'll put that behind me. Second one I created, I sort of went with the design style of this background paper here. This wood grain paper has the little bit of printing in each corner, and I kind of like that, but I wanted to create a little more balance with that. Instead of just having it in two corners, I kind of wanted to add another layer of paper that you can see it just kind of pops up off the back of that page. And then by adding a frame with a few pieces of the little pocket page pieces, and I'll kind of show you on one of these papers here. You can see you can kind of cut these elements out. Um, Everything's kind of sliding together. You can kind of cut these elements out and print it on both sides, and that gives you different size pieces to kind of go in and behind, so you have lots of color and lots of pattern to play with. This background here, these strips that you see are actual washi tape. The washi tape comes in a package like this, and instead of coming on a roll, they put the washi tape in little strips on little sheets, and you even get some little round um, circles actually cut out of that. So not only do you have the straight strips, but you also have the circle elements to kind of create in your design, and so that helps. And you can see you get quite a few, and you get lots of different colors and styles in here to play with. And this is all washi tape, so and it's also in different widths. You can see as it folds, you can kind of see that the width changes. It goes from very thin to pretty wide. So, and then also you've got your circles. So this is just a really, really nice package. And I even love the packaging itself. I had intended on kind of cutting off this little scalloped edge here on the packaging, and all the packaging is like this, and using that as an actual element. So I will hold on to all my packaging and actually use that eventually. But you can see on this page I popped it up. Not real high. I've used a couple of pieces of cardboard just to kind of pop it up and give it some dimension. I've sort of put my butterflies on this one in flight as well. You can see I've used wood elements. I've got a little heart with one of the epoxy dots there. I've added some of my own sequins pieces. This had sequins printed on the actual paper, so I just sort of scattered my own sequins to add to that. I'm not a huge fan of things pre-printed, so when it is pre-printed, I just kind of like to add to it and sort of pop it up and give it a little bit more dimension. So you can see I've got the little wood there. This is from the little bits collection. There's lots of little pieces, and this is just a little tag that I just tucked in, and the little title here, I am, is from the sticker sheet, the alpha and sticker sheet. So you can see I just kind of popped it up and added it there and then attached my butterfly. I've also used some of the Viva Decor pearl pen. I don't know if y'all have ever used the Viva Decor, but I am a huge fan, and I'll just kind of show you. This is the Viva Decor pearl pen that I used. I know Alda has or has had some in the store. I'm not sure if it's still there. Probably is. So check out and see if it's there. I use this on lots of my projects, but just kind of at the last minute I came in and did this. And this is in the opal, so it dries pretty clear. The white will also dry pretty clear. Lots of different colors in that, but I just sort of added some pops here and there of that. This little heart here is just one of the little pieces, and I'll grab that packaging. I'm forgetting what the name of that is. These are little clips, and they all come in a little package here. This is decorative clips. There's 16 in the package, and you can see I just added a little Viva Decor dot there, and just attached it right at the top of my page there, and it just helps. But I helped the balance here by kind of bringing the design down, adding a few extra elements here and there to give it a more cohesive look rather than just having something in two corners. By bringing it down and up here, it just kind of brought it together and gave it a little bit more balance. When you do this kind of style, the the details matter a lot, but the balance is the overall key to getting a really clean, nice look so that your eye is always brought back to your photo. My goal when doing these clean pages is for the photo to be the center of attention. You don't want any one element taking over beyond your photo. So you want to balance your color kind of in triangles, and you can see just as an example in this area here we have the pink butterfly, the little pink brad with the little pink epoxy dot, just sort of keeping that pink there, moving over to a little bit of the teal color here, um, just so you keep a cohesive look so that you're still drawing your eye back to your photo. So that's kind of this page here. I'm going to move on, and also I want to show you because I love the little hearts. These are more of the little stickers, the little hearts from the sticker pack, and these were in white. You can see there they are there, but I loved those. They just made the cutest little addition. And also here I have another little clip just attached right up there. And you can see I've used the little round pieces from the actual tape. So just tons of little pieces and parts and just beautiful elements with this collection. So I hope y'all will run over to the store and grab you some and play with this because I think you will love it. I'm moving my table. So what I want to do is go ahead and get started with my first page. Let's move everything out of my way. Polka dots are my favorite. So you can see on one of the pages I already used polka dots. And I want to try to get this camera, get y'all more in view here. And I've got shadowing. I'm sorry, the lighting this morning is not great. I've not been able to play with my lights for a morning show, so I'll have to work on that. But what I'm going to do is start off with this background polka dot page. The back side is just a bold stripe when you're looking at the collection. So we'll start off with this page, and I just want to use a piece of white, sort of a cream cardstock to layer on top of that. I love to do a lot of white background pages because I love the negative space, and y'all see that a lot in my design. You can always fill the page up. A lot of people can't do they can't in their mind work out the negative. They want to just continue to add. I think I'm the opposite. I add and then I start taking things off. So I'm just going to remove about 2 inches from each side of my paper here because I want to have, and I may take a little bit more. This is probably more like 1.5 inches, but I just want to kind of lay it on my page and just kind of eyeball. I think I want a little more than that off, so I'm going to head and take off just a little bit more. So I'm going to measure this for you. So if you do happen to want to recreate, I'm going to cut this at about 10 inches. So that's actually going to be 2 inches off each side when I'm done. So let's just cut it at 10. And sometimes when you're doing it on your own, you can kind of change your mind. And yeah, that's kind of the way I like it there. So let's leave it there. Okay, I'm still trying to get you totally in camera view here. In fact, I'm going to raise you up just a little bit because I don't want to struggle with this the whole time. Okay, if we go, sorry about this, guys. I am so hoping that the next show I am not going to struggle with this camera like this. I've got this very cool. Okay, I'm just going to cover you up and try to fix this. So give me just 1 second. I am so sorry about this, but I have ordered this really cool little arm that's going to eliminate this. I'm hoping. And it's supposed to be here. It was supposed to be here today, but it looks like it's not going to arrive until tomorrow. So that is okay. I'm just going to turn the table and we're going to move on. Okay. So here we have our page. Now that I've totally made everybody sick turning the camera, and I'm just going to kind of glue this down. Not going to add anything between these layers. Sometimes I do. I will add a piece of an extra cardstock or a thin piece of chipboard, or but on this one I'm not. A lot of times I will ink the edges as well. I'm not going to ink the edges on this one. I think the cream kind of stands out on its own. If it's a sort of a similar color, inking the edges helps to give it some dimension. And just going to I like to kind of curl my edges just a little bit so that it is noticeable that it's kind of raising up, just because I like the dimension. Okay, so the first thing I want to work with are some of the little wood pieces that that's actually in the store. Don't forget to check them out because these pieces are so cute. And there was one piece in particular that I loved that I wanted to put in my design, and I actually colored it black. I just took a little ink pad, and this is the pink one. I'll grab it and show you. I just took one of the little inkers and just kind of smashed it onto the wood and colored it black. So this is the piece that I sort of started this design with. I knew I wanted to use it, so started with that. And then again, I love the frames. The frames in this collection are some of my favorite pieces. So I grabbed one of the frames and I cut out one of the pattern papers and just adhered it to the back of the frame. I love the hearts, the black to pop from the dots on the back, and I added a piece of cardboard to the back to just kind of pop that up. So this is actually how my design started. These were the two pieces that I wanted to use. So what I did was kind of build around this actual frame and that word. So you can kind of see where the design started. Because all the elements match and coordinate, you don't have to worry about that. You just kind of have to worry about balancing your color and keeping everything pretty cohesive across your page. Just don't forget about your triangle of color. Always kind of go in that triangle so that you have your color balanced, and so that your eye again is brought back to your photo. So what I've done is just sort of played around with the frames. They're just a really cool element, and I don't remember how many you get. You get quite a few. I'm going to take a look and just see. You can see it's a big package of frames. You get 24 pieces. So you're actually getting 24 frames in this package. So you can see I've done 4 pages. I've got what I'm using separate from this, and I have this, I have this many left. So you can do lots with these. So what I want to do is just kind of build this page from the actual frame design, and my idea is kind of to bring it straight across here and just kind of straight across the middle of this page. So I'm going to add a little glue and just kind of glue these down as I go. I worked on these designs, so I kind of know where I'm going. I do have, I got a few elements that I could add to kind of enhance the design, but for now I'm just going to kind of go back with what I had planned originally. So we'll kind of see where these go and how much time we have. I'm hoping we have time to finish them both. We're about, yeah, I think we will. We're at about 20 after. These go really fast. The thought process of the design is the time consuming part. Putting them together um, is really quick. I'm a little bit anal about making sure that the balance is there. And I love all the patterns and different colors that you can mix, and you can just see the patterns are just really pretty. Love the florals. I love the hearts. I love the stripes, the bold stripes, the tiny polka dots. It is just a really, really pretty collection. The next thing I did was take this small frame here and I added a photo of my sweetie grandbaby. Um, and for some reason, I like the idea of layering the large frame with the small frames. And with this collection, that's just something that you can do just to kind of pop it up. And it prevents it from being such a this style is labeled so sometimes I think so incorrectly. It is considered a more simple style. I don't like to use the word simple because there's a huge thought process that goes into putting these together um, to get them, of course, balanced and cohesive, and of course back to your, looking at your photo. But it just is, to me, more of a clean style. I think I like to label it more clean, not so mixed media. With today's scrapping, we do a lot of mixed media, and I love it. I love to do both styles. But when you work on, and even with the Simple Stories paper, you can bring in your elements of mixed media. You just do it in a more controlled way. You could bring in even your drips and splatters. They just need to be a little more controlled. So also I layered up a little butterfly here. You can see this is the wood. I inked the edges instead of coloring the whole thing. I inked the edges black. Added one of the brads and epoxy dot. And I'll just show y'all these. Of course, I've used quite a few off of them, but the epoxy dots are packaged like this. Love the gold. I think the gold is my favorite with this little set. And then the brads, my favorite part about these brads is they are sticky back. They don't have the little legs. I always cut the little pokey legs off, so I love that these are just little flat stickers. They're just like brads. They're metal. They have the metal rings, and they are just as durable as brads. They just don't have the little legs to cut away. So um, they've become my new favorite brads, I think. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here, I've got my frame started, and I've added a little bit of cardboard to the back. Always on the back, I'll add, if I'm going to add cardboard to the back of a photo, I add a little bit of cardstock so that cardboard is not laying right on my actual photo, just for archival reasons. Here's a little brad here. This little brad says I am, so you can see how cute these pieces are. So I'm going to add, my title is I Am Grateful. So I'm going to add and there's 100 little I Ams in this collection. There are I Ams in the brads, I Ams in the little sticker pieces, and I'll show you a few of those in just a minute. Just want to kind of add my title right about there. I want it to kind of overlap the edge onto the dot paper just a little bit. I'll go ahead and show you this sticker sheet. You can see there's lots of word phrases and an entire sticker sheet of the I am words, different words, happy, enough, adore. These are just little word phrases, living out loud, words like authentic, creative. This is a cream colored background. This is a white colored background. more little words, more little phrases here. This is just a really cute little sticker sheet set. Um, and I'll just give you one hint that I do with stickers. I don't, I rarely, I should say, rarely ever just put a sticker down um, on the paper. I take baby powder and powder the back so to get the sticky to go away so that I can pop that up and add it as a more three-dimensional embellishment. I just like the idea of the dimension versus having everything flat. Although you do have the sticky back, if you do, if you do kind of want to add the sticker flat or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of lay some of these embellishments around so that I'm sure they're where I actually want them to be. This is also from the wood. It's a little house and it had a heart cut from the center. So what I did is just added a piece of the pattern paper to the back, and it just had a little solid blue show. Just one more little detail to add to sort of give that a little bit more life. So we've got that there. Also in the collection, you've got a large sticker sheet. I'm going to show you those because I love sticker sheets. I use them as dimensional elements, so you can see I've actually powdered the back of this already. I've got a couple of these that I've used, but I've actually already powdered them. So you can see you get lots of alphabet and words and just different little elements that you can use. So I love sticker sheets just for that purpose because there's always tons of little parts and pieces, and they can be dimensional so quick by just powdering the back, getting rid of the sticky, and adding a little pop dot or foam or cardboard and popping those things right up. So we'll just kind of lay that to the side. What I wanted to do with this piece here, I just kind of wanted to add it in and behind here just for a little bit more dimension and interest to color. I've got the dot here, so I want to kind of bring this cream dot over to this side, and a really easy way to do that is just by adding one of these small little sticker pieces. So you can see it just brings your color right across the page, right right to that little area there. And also, if you notice on the little butterfly, I've got a little brad, and it's also got that same cream and black dot design. So have it right there. So it gives you not necessarily a triangle of that, but it just sort of spreads that color across the page for you. I like the idea that there's some cream in the background of this brad. That helps my eye to bring all that together as well. This next little piece here, I just kind of want to tuck in the end. I just want to continue to bring this across with that black and a little glue behind here. And some of this I added at the very end. Y'all are kind of seeing this process after it's been thawed out and laid down. I hope I didn't get glue everywhere. Just kind of tuck it in right about here. And again, it's just for more interest. The more the better. I love details. I love tons of embellishments, and I just like to be able to see all the embellishments. So when I'm creating a page like this, I want to be able to see everything. They're so pretty and colorful. I just want to be able to see it all. Add that right about there. The next thing I did is grabbed a sticker flower off of the sticker sheet, and I did layer it with a few epoxy dots. I actually did a wide dot and then a small one on top of that. I did a blue and a green here, or a blue and a black, I'm sorry, sort of a teal color and a black. And this is kind of teal with the green on top of it. Again, more detail. I just, again, like the idea. I can't say that enough. Details, layers, and just tons of pieces. Again, there's little flowers. I want to grab some of these little flowers. These were on the little sticker sheet as well. Actually, these came from These little flowers came from this set somewhere. Yeah, they came off of this here. So that's where I grabbed these from. So you just about have to have all of these pieces because there are so many cool little elements in each one. So what I want to do is just kind of spread these flowers out. I know I want one probably there, so I just kind of want to pull my color across. These are kind of perfect for that. So just kind of pull the color across there. I also had this little word loved that I wanted to add kind of inside the frame here. So I may kind of switch these out there. Just kind of, y'all are kind of working along with me here because I'm going to change this probably from what I had planned. The last thing I did as far as my title went, I just sort of took these little square alphas and overlapped them just a little. After I overlapped them, I powdered the back so that I then had a little bit of time to play with them so they didn't stick down to anything. And I'm just going to kind of add this right about here. Just want to see, just going to kind of look over my elements and just be sure there's not anything else that I kind of want to add. I do think I do want to add this little brad. I just want to pop up the bottom of my frame here just with that one little element. Yeah, I think I like that there. So I'm going to add the little brad with the little heart. Sometimes these small pieces with my long nails, I need to get the tweezers, but I think I worked him out. I may kind of want to move this to, I don't know, I'm going to kind of play around with that. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that, but I'm going to play with these for just a minute and see. I'm just checking my elements to see if there's something else that I might want to add. So let's just add a little glue. I think I do want to put it on the other side, so y'all are kind of seeing my indecisive thought process here, and this is sort of what I put myself through in the end with these little elements. But there's so many little pieces that you can add. Another thing you can do in this clean style is stitching. And at one time I stitched everything I did. I was huge with the stitching process. I loved the idea of having stitching on everything that I made. I got out of the habit of it, and I love it. And you can get out of the habit kind of things that you do. And again, I'm just kind of putting these pieces around, but I got out of the habit of it. But this would be a really pretty page too to add some stitching. You could actually frame the entire outside. You could do some small lines or hearts or just lots of different things and ideas you could do with stitching. So many variations of styles, and there's so many colors of floss too that can be used. So not just floss, but you could use jute, or just going to kind of, this one's hard. I should have got the tweezers for this one. Add it right about there. Okay, I think I'm about done with this page. I think these are about as many elements as I want to add. Got everything glued down. I'm going to grab a few of the epoxy dots here and just add some centers to our little flowers that we've got there. I've got some small ones left. I don't have a lot of small ones left, but you don't have to have really teeny tiny ones. Just, and they come in all these colors. You get this pretty, oh, I didn't add enough glue, so maybe this will help. Maybe that'll help so it can hold that down. Okay, so you can see this is my page. This is the page here. I think that's all I want to do to this one. I like it. Y'all know I like it a little bit. I like it a little bit negative. I like the white space. Um, I don't know. I like it. Is the word naked? I don't know. I kind of like it a little sparse, and all the elements kind of popping up, so you can see that is that page. So what we're going to do now is move on to the next page. So you can see how many pages. That's four almost already out of this set. So what I'm going to do is going to drive the camera crazy for 5 seconds because I'm going to do this background on just cream. Oh, and I've already removed my selvage, so we're ready to go on this one. So I didn't remember I had done that. So what I want to do in this actual set, you get these little cards. And let me show you the packaging that comes in. I loved this piece right here. This entire page is going to center around this one piece. This is Interactive Elements. It's called Interactive Elements. And you can see you get these pieces here. And I tried to integrate, I wanted to integrate more than one of these, but I think these are going to do, I think they're going to do better on something else. This is a little matchbook, and you can see this would make the most adorable little mini album. I love this. Um, the outside could be decorated. The inside could be decorated with little Instagram photos or wallet size photos, or just as a little journal book. Just, it's adorable. Also, this little element that pops out, and it could be used on a page really easily, could be used on a page. Um, the I am word could even be changed. You could turn this in any direction because it's printed on both sides, and it has this adorable little ticket that hangs from it. You get this little folder here. You get this little folder here. These pieces are absolutely adorable. And you also get this piece here, and this kind of comes apart to show that. And again, I see a little mini album. You could also integrate this into a page. You could add photos and just a little stitching around the outside of it, and make that also for an adorable page. But the one element that I really had to use on this particular page was this one here. So I just sort of started out um, with it, and I may go in and tie these little strings and bows. Um, I've actually done that before with little tags, just kind of tied those in bows and laid those across. But for now, we'll just kind of leave them like they are. So my idea for this design is going to be with just 3 little card pieces from the actual. I'm trying to grab my pieces. Sorry if I'm leaving the camera sound view here. What I'm going to do is add these 3 elements here with this. And I kind of, again, I'm sticking to this straight across the middle. That design kind of was speaking to me during the night. So this here is some of the actual washi tape. But I just like the idea. I like the size because it was the same size as these other 2 pieces here. And I just kind of like the idea of just adding it as a paper element. So you can kind of do dual things with even your washi tape pieces. So I'm going to just kind of lay this here like this. I have already added a few little epoxy dots to the center of my flowers. And another thing you could do if you want to fill up the whole page, you can just take more of these little rectangle pieces and add. You could do 9. You could cut these down and do 12, however you want to do it. I just like the idea of 3. So you are more than welcome to add more if if you like this design and you want to do something with it. You can add as many as you want. So what I'm going to do is just add a little glue to the back. I'm not going to ink these edges. I like the idea of the edges being clean for this particular design. So just so you know, that's why I'm not actually inking. I'm just going to kind of eyeball these distance-wise across, and as far as straight up and down. Sometimes I'll grab a ruler. Sometimes I just try to trust my eyeball. I'm just going to kind of hold this up for a second and be sure it's straight. But you can see already our design is it's very clean, but it's, we can already see where some detail can come in. The next thing I did with my photo is used one of the smaller frames. The frames come in lots of different sizes, and I'll just kind of show you those again. They come in just tons of sizes. Some of them have little word phrases. This one says documented. This one says captured. And you can see there's more sizes like this. Just lots of sizes, lots of patterns. Love the frames. They are a must-have with this collection for sure, because they are so versatile and such a good design element for your pages. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do is pull in some of the stickers. So what I've done is laid a few of these out. I like the idea of using the feathers for some length. I love the gold butterfly. The gold butterfly is like one of my favorite pieces. It is really gold. It's like gold foil, very bright gold. There's a little wood piece here that makes the little globe, and I really think that's a really unique little element. And I like the idea of layering them. So I know I want to use a little globe. This is a photo of my daughter with a lot of her friends, and the little globe to me kind of represents her travels, and she's graduating from college and going into um, her own life and her missions work and stuff like that. So a lot of these elements sort of describe her to me. So when I look back at this page, and maybe one day when she looks at the page, she's going to see what the different elements mean. And I think with scrapbooking, that's kind of what we do. And with a collection like this, we can bring those memories in with our elements. So I'm just going to kind of lay these around. I didn't really have an exact except that I knew I wanted to layer these. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these on here. And I added one of the little epoxy dots there too, just for a little bit more detail. Doesn't take a lot of glue with these little wood pieces. They're pretty lightweight, so you don't need a lot of glue. Just a little dot will hold it. And you could always pop this up too. You could use a little pop dot or something to kind of pop that up, but for now that's okay. I think I'm going to add a little heart back to that as well, just for more layers. Got a little bicycle that I just think is adorable. It's got the gold and the black and the little pink flowers in the basket. So I think I may just kind of lay that there. Y'all are kind of seeing me design this one kind of on the fly. I had all these pieces laid out, but I didn't really have anything in a specific spot. So I may have to move some of this around if it's driving me crazy and I don't feel like it's supposed to be there. I've already added a little epoxy dot, a little gold one to the center of the butterfly there for a little detail. And I'm just going to grab the pieces that I do have. I added a little epoxy, a little gold epoxy dot to the rim of the bike. And I think I want to add a little heart there. Just, you have a little heart there. I think I want to add one there just to his little spokes in the back wheel as well. I have another little brad here with a little heart, and this has the yellow color, so I've got that yellow over here, so I want to kind of move it around the page. So let's use that, and I wanted to kind of elongate this area here, so I may need to move this over. I think I do. Let's move this over just a little bit more to the center here, which means I'm going to have to shift this. Y'all are seeing this Y'all are seeing what I do. This is what I do. And this is why I love using Fabri-Tac, because it's a little forgiving for a few minutes. You can make some changes and do some shifting. Um, so add a little bit more glue here so that holds that down a little better. Because I think I kind of want to add these feathers kind of in this area here. But I needed a little room because I still want to see the word I am. So yeah, let's do that about there. Kind of just stick these together. Just right about there. Yepers, I think that's it. Let's do this. Add a little glue. I'm not going to pop these up because this is already popped up just a little bit. Um, and this little flower here and these little feathers, they either came from the sticker sheet or the little bits and pieces package. So I'm not really sure. You can see the little bits and pieces package has tons of little elements, and there's still tons of little elements left. So you have that, and then you also have the sticker sheets that I showed you a few minutes ago too. So let's just kind of play with that there. And I think I want to put the little butterfly like right on top of the flower. I just like the idea of layering that up. So let's add the little butterfly. And I'm not sure what time. I'm going to check the time. Yeah, we're gonna finish these up. So see, this is a little bit faster. Although my I think my mind working and the plan for the design takes a lot longer, of course, than the actual pages do. Um, but you can see these go together pretty fast. Add this right about here. I'm trying to look at the chat to see if there's. Is that Rina or Rena? Rena, I'm sorry, Rina. I never know how to say your name. Hello, hello. I never get to see you on a show. Okay, gonna add our photo right about there. Rina, you're gonna have to have. I hope it's Rina. You're gonna have to tell me how to say your name properly, because this southern accent, I don't know that I get it right. I'm just gonna be sure that I don't want to add another element. I'm just kind of checking. I had a lot of stuff laid out to the side here, and I just want to be sure that I got it all. So let's add a little glue here and stick our little globe down. And I'm going to do the bicycle flat because I've got some other elements on it. I was going to pop it up, but I think I'm going to leave it flat. And I'm going to run the wheel off just a little to kind of mimic how this is sort of leaving the side on the left there, just to kind of make it the same. Going to add my little heart to our little spokes. Okay, and I've got I think I'm going to add I've got a little wood flower. I'm going to add it, I think, to my photo. This is just kind of finishing up here. Just want to add it right about there, just for a little more dimension. I did lay these few brads over as well. I've got these little brads here just for color. Not real sure. This has little hearts. Not real sure where I want to place it, but let's just see how it works here. Yeah, kind of like the idea of those there. Rena, thank you, Robbie. Rena, I'm so glad I now know how to say your name. Okay, so just kind of lay these here. Rena does beautiful work. I follow her pages. It's so fun to get to see everybody's work and get to know all of our scrappy friends on Facebook and um, over at the Flying Unicorn. Just Everybody's always so helpful and sharing their stuff, and makes it a really fun community to play in. Okay, the last thing I want to do is kind of address these little tags here. And what I want to do is, since this is a page with my daughter and her friends, I'm gonna just kind of let her choose. And I'll grab these if I can find them. Oh, here they are. I kind of like these little elements here. They have little word phrases: making it happen, leaving a legacy, choosing happiness. But I like the idea of just sort of adhering these down to these little tags. Um, and you can handwrite something on them, or whatever. But I just kind of like the idea of actually using these little elements to do that. So I'm not going to do that on everyone. I'm going to let her kind of look at those and let her write something if she wants to, as well, just kind of however she wants to do that. But um, I just kind of like the idea of being able to add those in there. And I just want to really quick look and see if there might be one more element that I would want to add here. Um, I do need a little epoxy something, I think, on the little flower. Just going to kind of look and see what I might want to add. Let me grab my epoxies. Just let's add a little color. Just that little color to the middle of our flower here. Okay, and I think I might be done with this one. With this particular one, I might really go back in and do some stitching. It may just need something on the outside, or maybe even a little zigzag stitching in the same cream color would work. So may go back and do that, but for now, that's pretty much the page. Y'all can see that one is done as well. So let's move some of this, and I think I'm done a little early. Check the time. Yeah, I'm actually finished a little bit early, so you can see how fast these pages went together. This was the other one that we completed here. And then you can see the two that I completed before show started. We've got this one, and I'm going to have all these posted on Facebook. I've got to get photos of them. Our weather has been terrible, so it'll probably be tomorrow before I can get pictures of them. I'll try today if I can, and I try to get them posted. And this last one that I just worked on, I may do a little more finished work. I don't feel like it's completely finished, so I really may go in with a little bit of stitching. If I do actually happen to do that, what I will do is I'll show you really quick how I do my stitching. I have this little Colossal pad from 100 years ago. I don't even remember when I used to use the Colossal. It's kind of all cut up. But I'll place a little foam or my little pad under the actual, oh, I didn't glue this one down. I guess I better add a little glue under there before I actually do my stitching. Um, once I've added my design, and a lot of times, I don't know if y'all have these in your stack, but this is old, and I may not even need to show you this because it may not even be available anymore. But I have these stitching templates, and I can go in and add the template. I can hand draw something. I can grab something and actually trace it on. But with this particular one, I'm kind of seeing maybe some, some stitching kind of like this here. So what I'll do is just show you really quick. I just kind of line this up, and I go in, and with this particular template, you have a little guide for your holes to be punched. So just going to kind of go in, and you can see that there. What I'll do is go back in with my floss, and I had some floss laid out. I'll grab some floss and show y'all. I use the floss like this. I just buy it in the hobby store. You can get it at Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Walmart even carries it. So I use the floss like this, and I use the full 6 strands. This is just embroidery floss, and I use the full 6 strands. So I would just go in and thread my needle and then just go in the in and out motion and fill that stitching in there. So I may do that before I post this page. Other than that, this page is done, and I'm going to pan up so that I can try to check the chat one more time. So y'all bear with me. I'm going to cover you up, and I'm going to turn you around. Hi. Oh, it came apart. It always comes apart, and that's why today I'm hoping. Um, I was hoping my part would come today, but it's a new arm that I've got. It's supposed to turn much easier and help me do these shows much better. So we'll see. This one is broken. I have managed to break the one I have. So thank y'all so much for joining me on a Saturday morning. This was a fun show. I love getting to show you the clean style, and I'm just going to kind of check the. Hey Denise, have I not spoke? I don't even know who I was here, y'all. I cannot read the chat when I'm teaching. I can't even look up. I have the hardest time. Thank you, Denise. I really have the hardest time. Y'all are so welcome. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope we'll see some more of these shows. The Simply Creative is a beautiful style, and Alda's going to start carrying that in the store. So we kind of hope y'all will check that out and just watch for new designs going in, or new, I should say, new collections going in, and some of the girls working on some cleaner styles for y'all. Okay, so hey Barbara, Butterfly, hey Erica, Erica's here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off then and get my Saturday started with my family. Y'all have a great day. Thanks again so much for joining me. Bye.